All right, Ben's Den and WrestlingNewHampshire.com here with Bishop Girton Sr., Daniel Franco. How are you, sir?
Good, how are you?
Oh, I've been looking forward to speaking with you. So, you had a very busy holiday this year.
Yeah.
A little Christmas, little New Year's, all that good stuff. And then in between that, you sprinkled some time in at the Lowell Holiday Tournament. And things were moving along nicely, and you made your way pretty convincingly into the quarterfinals. At which point, World War III popped off.
Yeah.
As your youth coach, and I told you this off camera, what an amazing battle, and that is what wrestling is all about. You and this kid banging head to head. I know how I feel about it, but I've been looking forward to see, what were your thoughts on it, and what'd you take from it?
I mean, I have nothing but respect for the kid that I wrestled. He wrestled a great match, and he definitely challenged me, and definitely a match that I'm going to think about going forward, and the way I wrestle and how I attack, and how I got to get my aggression in the match as time goes on. And it definitely changed the way I looked at working in a match from the first period to the third. Working from a match from the first period to the third, just keeping my foot on the gas pedal and just keep moving, and that's definitely what I took out of it.
So you ran up against a tough kid from Hope, Rhode Island High School, known for really tough kids, and he came out. He didn't back down. I mean, you guys head to head, two Rams banging at it, and through the course of the match, there was a lot of blood lost, and it was blood on both sides. You had a huge gash on the back of your head that happened, I believe, first period. They wrapped you up like a mummy. He's got his nose busted, his lip busted. You guys both had swollen eyes. I mean, it was an absolute battle, and a lot of blood time. You almost exhausted your entire blood time.
I used 2 minutes and 45 seconds of it.
It was a lot, and I looked into the bucket afterwards with all the bloody rags, and you ended up getting 5 staples in your head afterwards.
Yeah.
There was a little pop on the shoulder. I mean, it was brutal. And after all of that, you go through 5 minutes and call it 50 seconds of wrestling, and then you decide to split them and pin them. So would have been probably nice to get that in the first period and skip the staples, but you're always hunting for the finish, and coming up onto the postseason here, it's going to be really important. I spoke with your teammate Andrew Ha a little bit ago, and Bishop Girton's coming for the house this year, or wants to take the ship.
Yeah, for sure. We've been working really hard in the room, just getting guys at the correct weights, and just making sure that everyone's at their best potential going into what really matters. This is all just getting us ready for the big ship, and that's what we're shooting for. So
I love it. So overall, you feel, again, you're a captain, so it's up to you to make sure the pulse of the team is good.
Yeah.
Team heading in the right direction, everybody on board?
Yep, everyone has the right energy, everyone has the right mindset, and we're just ready to go.
Next month and a half is, it's all about getting ready for exactly what you said, for what counts. So 160 looks to be the weight class for you this year. I know there's that shimmer of hope of 52, but you're looking great at 60. Strong, a lot of energy. The gas tank's full. So working into that, we know, hey, there's some big names at 60 looking out there.
Oh, yeah.
This being your senior year, I would love for it to be no other way than to watch you go to battle. So looking forward to the D2s. I think that should be a fairly steady walk for you there. Yeah. And then, when we get to the MLCs, that's when the real battles start for kids like you and some of the other kids at that level. So anybody that you're particularly looking forward to going up against?
I mean, I wrestled Kabinta my sophomore year at States. Didn't go as exactly what I wanted. So it's all about what you put in the room, and it's not like there's nothing you can do before that's gonna help you when you're standing there on the mat. So that's how I think about it. I did what I had to do to get ready, and once I'm on the mat, it's just gonna be me, and I'm gonna do what I need to do. So.
Well, you've always been a young man that just rises up to competition, enjoys it. There's no stage fright. It's strap on your helmet, put your glove on, strap your shoes on. Whatever sport you're going after, you've always been one to just go get it. So, looking forward to watching you the rest of this year. I know it's your final year here. but I'm hopeful that there'll be some college wrestling in your future.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that as the season starts to close up and see what your vision is. But as always, I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with me, and I'll be bugging you again.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.